We'll call to order the Board of County Commissioners business meeting for Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025. All three commissioners are present. Flag salute. Chloe, will you lead us in the flag salute this morning?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That'll teach you to sit in the front row, Chloe. Zoom guidelines, Kate.
This meeting is streaming via Zoom and YouTube live with the link on Facebook. For those meeting in person, please remember to turn on your mic and speak directly into the mic when talking. For those joining us via Zoom, please remember to mute your phone or device when you are not speaking. If you forget to mute your phone or device, we will mute you. You will hear a voice saying you have been muted, and if you hear that voice, it is because we could hear your background noise. For questions during the meeting, please raise your hand. If you're not able to raise your hand, please wait until the commissioners ask for questions.
Thank you, Kate. This morning, we have the privilege of honoring some county employees, some spotlight employees, as well as our folks with 5-year recognitions. So I'm going to turn it over to County Manager Barrett.
Good morning, all. Thank you for being here. I think we will all acknowledge that our coworkers and the people that we work with every day are such an impactful part of our lives here at Lewis County, and how appreciative we are of them and of the excellent service that they provide to us as coworkers as well as to the community. So we have a great opportunity to honor some employee spotlights, as we like to call them. And so we'll start with facilities and the flagpole situation. Kate, if you have that slideshow. And here is the narrative for getting Old Glory flying again. We'd like to extend our sincere appreciation and recognition to TJ Snodderly, Mel Kuhn, and Tommy Dembinski for their outstanding work on the restoration of the flagpole atop the historic Lewis County Courthouse. The project was no small task. When it was discovered that the courthouse's flagpole, the halyard, had failed and its winch was completely seized, the team took on a restoration effort that required technical skill, ingenuity, and commitment to excellence. Under the leadership of TJ Snodderly, with the hands-on expertise of Mel Kuhn and the valuable support of Tommy Dembinski, the team completely disassembled the rusted winch, machined and installed the new crankshaft and bushings, sandblasted and powder-coated components, and added longevity-focused features like Zerk fittings so the machine could be greased. They reinstalled a new stainless steel cable, verified the structural integrity of the entire support system, and then re-rigged the guy wires. The team successfully and safely lowered the flagpole, replaced the flag halyard, and raised the pole back into position just in time to proudly fly the American flag on Independence Day. This project is a prime example of the skill, pride, and commitment that defines Lewis County's Facilities Department. TJ, Mel, and Tommy's efforts have ensured that the American flag will continue to fly proudly above the historic courthouse for years to come. We thank them for their hard work, initiative, and craftsmanship. So Mel, Tommy, and TJ, come on up. And I believe Mel can't be here today, but the other gentlemen, come on up and let's give them a big hand. Okay, next up, we have Steve Hunt, Maintenance Technician Lead, also with the Facilities Department. It's with sincere appreciation and gratitude that we recognize Steve Hunt for his exceptional dedication and outstanding contributions as a lead maintenance technician in the facilities department. Steve's commitment to getting the job done and doing it right is second to none. Steve exemplifies leadership on the ground, constantly going above and beyond the call of duty. Whether it's facilitating major projects, such as awning deconstruction for the 4-H barn at the fairgrounds, or proactively ensuring contractors have clear, safe access routes, Steve approaches every task with a can-do, solutions-oriented attitude. Feedback from our partners further highlights Steve's excellence. The team at the Central Shops area and Matt Patana, project manager, have recommended Steve for this award for his attitude, his being a pleasure to work with, and for the prompt, efficient service he provides. Steve, your contributions do not go unnoticed. Your professionalism, initiative, and dedication to our mission make a lasting impact. Thank you for everything. Come on up and be honored for your appreciation. We appreciate you, Steve. Okay, next up, we have Daryl Hamilton with IT, and he's sitting right there. Don't look surprised, Daryl. Daryl's dedication, knowledge, and expertise shined recently when our adept permitting software used by community development, public works, and environmental health stopped working. Although he was out of the country at the time, and that's dedication, folks, Daryl was able to find a quick fix to get the software up and running with only 3.5 hours lost. Upon his return, he found a unique solution that has allowed the software to continue to operate while the county transitions to a new permitting software. Because summer is the busy time of year with thousands of people getting building and development permits, his efforts helped ensure permits could continue to be processed. Daryl has also played a critical role in numerous other efforts throughout his career, including restoring critical data when a major change affected key systems. He was instrumental in setting up DOU, multi-factor authentication. And I don't know what that means, but it sounds impressive. Training users to supporting the initial rollout. Daryl has also maintained long-term technical relationships with various vendors working through transitions as the company has changed hands over the years. When an office encountered a significant issue that resulted in widespread record problems, Daryl restored a previous version of the database in the test environment, enabling staff to recover and correct necessary records during a time when vendor support was limited or unavailable. Additionally, he has spent countless hours testing firewall and firmware changes to ensure we remain in compliance while maintaining seamless VPN connectivity. And we all know how important our data is these days. Daryl is deserving of recognition for this and many of the other projects he has undertaken during his tenure here. So Daryl, thank you very much for all of the amazing efforts you put forth for Lewis County. Come on up. Okay, and last but certainly not least is Grace Jimenez, our chief accountant. We are excited to announce that Chief Accountant Grace Jimenez has been honored with the GFOA recognition for outstanding public service, a prestigious national award given by the Government Finance Officers Association. This recognition for outstanding public service celebrates individuals who exemplify exceptional dedication to their profession, their colleagues, and the organizations and the communities that they serve. Grace is only one of 53 individuals, or is one of only 53 individuals nationwide to receive this 2025 award. Grace truly embodies the spirit of public service. As an invaluable member of Lewis County government, she consistently goes above and beyond to support departments across our organization. Her deep knowledge, collaborative mindset, and unwavering commitment to excellence have made a significant and lasting impact on the efficiency and strength of our financial operations. Finance professionals often work behind the scenes, yet their efforts are essential to ensuring government works for the people. Grace's leadership, professionalism, and integrity set an example for all of us. This recognition not only celebrates her many contributions, but it also highlights the critical role public finance officers play in building strong, responsive, and resilient communities. Please join us in congratulating Grace on this well-deserved honor. Her achievement reflects not only on her personal dedication, but on the strengths and excellence of the entire Lewis County team. So give it up for Grace, everybody. This concludes the employee spotlight portion, but we would encourage offices and departments when you observe one of your team members or your coworkers doing something amazing, let's recognize them for that. So please, if you would be interested in participating in the next quarter's employee spotlight, send a little description of what amazing thing your coworker has done to the HR department, and we can honor them at the next quarter's event.
Thank you everyone for coming today. I really appreciate the turnout. I'm sure your colleagues do as well. We're going to recognize second quarter milestones. So first, our 5-year recipients, if you could wait till the end for applause, but come up as you hear your name. Sarah Bumgardner, Public Health and Social Services. Detective Kelton Wielden, Sheriff's Office. Michael Johnston, Community Development. Stacy Hull, Clerk's Office. Jeff Soderquist, Public Works. And not with us today, Jonathan Kendall, Juvenile Detention. All right, for 10-year recipients, we have Oscar Silvestri, Public Works, Dan Anderson, Public Works, Reva Lesser, Board of County Commissioners, Chris Brewer, IT, and not with us today, Dan Sayad, Public Works. We have one 15-year recipient, and he is unable to be with us today, but Shad Hale Juvenile Court. We have two 20-year recipients that were not able to be with us today, Jared Rogers, Public Works, and Jeff Van Ness, Public Works. Our 25-year recipients, Amanda Price, IT, and Shelley Stewart, Treasurer's Office. For 30-year recipients, we have Ron Sharber, Public Works, and Josh Rogers, Public Works. He was unable to be here today. And our 35-year recipient is Kevin Corpy, Public Works. And last but not least, we are recognizing Vicki Thormelin for 22 years of service. She's getting ready to retire soon. Thank you, Vicki. Vicki works with public health and social services.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming to this recognition event. We really appreciate the opportunity to highlight all of our amazing staff and our coworkers here that go the long way in making this organization such a great place to work as we serve our community and those around us. Thank you.
With that, we'll resume with public comment. Reva, can I get public comment guidelines?
Good morning. The commissioners welcome public comment. Public comment is limited to 3 minutes per person. There's a timer in front of me. It'll be green when you have plenty of time left. It'll turn yellow when you have 30 seconds left, and it'll turn red when your time is up. We do ask that you please state your name and city of residence when you get ready to give public comment. And we also remind you that this is more of your opportunity to share your concerns with the commissioners, not necessarily their time to respond.
Thank you, Reva. Former County Commissioner Edna Fund up first.
I came here for one reason, but now I'm coming for two reasons. The first one, I'm the chair of the outreach
State your
committee.
name
Beg
and
pardon?
city of residence.
My name is Edna Fund, former county commissioner, and I live in Centralia. And I'm a citizen of Lewis County. And I'm for all things Lewis County. So I wanted initially to come here and to invite anyone to try to get into the talent contest at the fair. So we are coming on August 5th, the outreach committee in general, but I didn't want you to miss out on this particular piece of information. So this Thursday, the 31st, next week, you have a chance to get in the talent contest. You need to bring your talent, your soft shoes, or you're going to be singing, that you need to come and display your talent and be in competition. And if you make the cut, then you come back on Sunday, August 17th for the talent contest. So I know you guys have to soft shoe a lot of things up there as county commissioners. If you have to want to display that, come on over. If you play the trumpet, if you do anything, if you have some really nice moves as dancing of some kind, please come out and show your stuff. So the second thing, I see my friends from the Coqueto Church and Coqueto Cemetery, and last week had the pleasure of meeting with the cemetery board at our 7:15 in the morning, and really got a lot of information. If you haven't read Brian Mitke's article in the Chronicle, it was very well done and really tells the whole story. And I appreciate the opportunity that the cemetery has to being one of those stalwart folks that step in and get things done. So good luck on your bid. Any questions? Okay.
So August 5th, where at?
It's next week.
Oh,
Next-
August 5th.
August
for the-
5th
for
is
the
the
talent
talent.
show?
Is a Tuesday during
Tuesday.
your BOCC meeting. We're scheduled to come, the outreach committee.
Yeah, but the talent show is
Well,
next Thursday.
Yes.
I gave you a lot of dates, didn't I? The talent show is at the fair on August 17th,
Yep.
that's Sunday. But you need to come to the auditions on July 31st at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock at the community stage. And I see we have Fiona and we have Alex here, all the busy work that's going for the fair, but I wanted you to be aware of the talent deadline.
That's the Gong Show portion, right? Is on Thursday night, the 31st.
So are you guys ready with Mary Had a Little Lamb in 3-part?
We'll show our lack of talent. Thank you, Edna. Is there anyone else with public comment in the gallery that hasn't signed up? Do we have anyone online? I see Lisa Hubbard, go ahead.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Lisa Stridinger Hubbard. I live in Centralia, Washington. I am also a citizen of Lewis County. I have been following some comments of Mr. Swope about our housing and homelessness funds, and I just wanted to encourage us all to maybe look outside the box. I understand that our homeless and housing resources here in the community are funded through these funds. And I also would like to just comment on, I don't believe that the housing has lowered. I believe that it is just not visible at the time. And homelessness is more than just being without a home. It's the housing insecurity. It's the youth that are just aging up into adults living on couches. It's the people that are being, pushed out of their homes. Currently, I have 2 youth living in my home, and the mother is living in her car due to their house being sold. They went to the housing resource county resources. They could not help them. Many other people, I run a program called Friends Without Homes. People call me and ask me for resources. I will direct them to those resources for them to call me and say they couldn't help me. The people that have run these programs have run them for 25 years, and possibly maybe their barriers are too high or something. But homelessness is not just the people outside on the streets. Homelessness is the people that are 4 and 5 in the homes, people that are living with others, people living in cars. So I ask the commissioners to please look outside the box and see homelessness is not just being without a home at the moment on the street. It is also living with a family member or being pushed out of your home because it's being sold or the rents are too high. Currently, I'm on a work disability and I haven't been paid for almost a month. I could be in jeopardy of losing my home, 1 paycheck. And I'm a hardworking individual. If I was to go to the services right now, they couldn't help me because I'm over-resourced. So I could become homeless. We shouldn't have to get out to the street to a corner to be able to get help. So please look outside the box and see that these funds could be allocated in a different way, not just to those on the streets, because maybe they're not getting the help, but there are families and children and individuals and youth that need these funds. The Hope Alliance needs these funds. These funds are needed, sir. Please look outside the box and look into your communities. I know that not always do you listen to the community members, but this is a matter of life or death, homelessness is. And currently, I have people in my home. I had people in my home 2 weeks ago. I had an elder in my home a month ago. It's everywhere. Please look outside the box and see that these funds are necessary. And if they are available, let's take them and use them. Let's not give them to another county. If a woman is homeless with her children in Seattle and it's unsafe and she chooses to come here to Lewis County, she could possibly be a doctor that could add to our community, who could get some services and help and bring something to our community that we might not have had before. Every person matters. And if we say Lewis County welcomes everyone, everyone is everyone. We don't want to bring more.
Lisa.
Lisa, that's your time.
Thank you.
Do we have anyone else online that wishes to provide public comment? Seeing none, we'll move to notice items.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve notice item resolution 25-205.
Second.
Morning, Commissioners. Wes Anderson, County Engineer, here speaking to Resolution 25-205. This resolution is a notice of a public hearing on traffic ordinance number 223, adjusting the maximum speed limits on Labrie Road, Hamilton Road, and Hamilton Road North near Chehalis to 35 miles an hour. This resolution sets the date and time of the public hearing to 10 a.m. on August 5th in the Commissioners' hearing room on the 2nd floor of the historic courthouse here in Chehalis. Any questions?
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to approve Resolution 25-205. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
Move to approve 2 consent items, resolution 25-206, approval of warrants and payroll, and also minutes from the July 15th, 2025 BOCC business meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
Move to approve 7 deliberation items, resolution 25-207 through 213.
Second.
Surplus property.
Good morning, Gabe Anzalini, IT Director. Speaking to Resolution 25-207, we are surplusing these 43 items since each is worth less than $5,000 and we have no present or foreseeable use in the county.
Thank you, Gabe. Contract for the rodeo.
Good morning, Commissioners. Alex Murray, Facilities Director. So this is to ratify the addendum to the +1 Productions contract for the 2025 Southwest Washington Fair Rodeo. This is an addenda extending the original contract from 2022. Now, one thing we just learned this morning that we checked on what our current number of confirmed sponsor dollars is. We're up to $46,100 in sponsorships going towards this rodeo. After this year's extension, we will be creating a new agreement as we move forward. But this was one of those things where due to time, we just had to make sure that we could secure the vendor to put on the rodeo for us. Any questions?
I would just say excellent job to both the fair, to facilities, and our rodeo committee that has done a great job in getting the sponsorships and putting this together. And so we appreciate your efforts here. Department of Ecology.
Good morning,
Grant.
Commissioners. Kirsten Wecker, Environmental Services Manager for Lewis County, speaking to Resolution 25-209, the Local Solid Waste Financial Assistant Grant with the Department of Ecology. This is the renewal of our biennial grant with Department of Ecology that funds our code enforcement program with environmental health. So this is the renewal of the grant. The grants would start July 1st, 2025 and end June 30, 2027. The grant is $140,668 funded from Ecology with a 25% match from Lewis County, totaling $46,889.33 from Lewis County for a total of $187,557.33. This amount is negligibly the same amount as the last biennium with essentially a $200 difference in total of an increase. So the reporting metrics would be essentially the same as the previous biennium and not expecting less solid waste or Hulk vehicle complaints than previous investigations.
Thank you, Kristen. Solid Waste Committee, Jeff.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jeff Soderquist, Public Works Director, here to speak on Resolution 25-210, reappointing 4 members to the Lewis County Solid Waste Advisory Committee. The terms for 4 members of the Solid Waste Advisory Committee, Terry Harris, Max Voigt, Jason Adams, and Robert Spar, expired on June 1st. All 4 have indicated a desire to continue to serve on the committee. And my understanding is we did not receive any additional interest. And so this resolution is to reappoint them for the next term, ending in June of 2027.
Thank you, Jeff. And list of bids for Sargent Road.
Yeah, Wes Anderson, County Engineer again. This resolution is for the bids received and to select a contractor for the Sargent Road Milepost 1.33 Bridge Scour project. We received 5 responsive bidders. After reviewing the bids, we have found that Tappaney and Company is the lowest responsive bidder. Public Works is prepared to award the contract in the amount of $527,125.00 to Tappaney out of Battleground, Washington.
Thank you, Wes. And Stamper Memorial Sign, Reva.
Good morning, Commissioners. Reva Lester, Clerk of the Board, here to speak to Resolution 25-212. This is an agreement with the state, with Department of Transportation, for our memorial along Highway 12 in honor of former Commissioner Gary Stamper.
Thank you, Reva. And Antiquity Consulting Contract, Grace.
Morning, Commissioners. Grace Jimenez, Chief Accountant, reading Resolution 25-213. This is an amendment to the agreement with Antiquity Consulting for consulting services related to the Winlock Broadband Project. So this is a short extension of the timeline, closing out the construction.
Becky's got you doing her work for her, right? Thank you, Grace. It's been moved and seconded to approve deliberation items Resolution 25-207 through 25-213. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
So, Mr. Chair, I note that we have Coquato Church folks here,
see
and
that.
I would move to amend the agenda to hear what they came to say.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to amend the agenda to include a discussion about the Coquato Church. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. With that, Brett, would you like to introduce your group and
well, I was here to provide answers to any questions given the feedback of late in order to clarify anything. And so I'm not exactly prepared with a formal presentation. But I do have Angie Vlock, who is on our board of directors. And we just wanted to basically be able to answer any question, clarify anything that might be out there, where some suppositions were made that weren't correct, and that, if there's any additional information that we're not aware of or questions, we'd be prepared to answer those whenever. And that this week we do intend to provide a bid to the county for the church, as we've got a pretty good plan, we think, in order to rehabilitate that church and get it back up to where the community can take advantage of it from a historical, educational, and probably even tourism standpoint. And that is really it in a nutshell.
Would you like
Angie,
us to give us a little bit of history as to what your group's interest has been in the church, and also any legwork that you have done to date?
Well, the church has been a neighbor of the cemetery. And the cemetery, don't quote me on the dates, but I want to say 1858. And so members of the community since then have been board members of the cemetery. We've kept the cemetery going and made it kind of a ongoing centerpiece of the historical nature out there at Clequedo. The church hasn't had that benefit for many, many reasons. But we have noticed in the last number of years that the deterioration is there, and that without any remedial action, it's just going to fall down, which would probably be a tragedy for the county and the state of Washington, given the nature of the historical aspects of that. So we embarked on getting a evaluation done by a historical architect, and just tried to figure out what it would take to get this church rehabbed. And we did this prior to having any idea whether ownership was going to be in play, whether we could partner with the county, whether we could partner with anybody. But we really were unaware of what it would take to get it done. So we actually went out and got that, so we had some answers before we approached anybody or did some investigations about how to rehab the church. And so that's what brought us to this point. And of course, the county as the owner was our second point of contact to see, whether this was going to be feasible and how it could get done. And then, of course, you've got the long-term sustainability of a project like this. It's great when it's all done, but then how does it get maintained going forward? That's difficult, and I appreciate the county and all of the things that they have to do and monitor, but settling them with another sustainable project probably wasn't going to be popular going into the future. So we as a board thought it would be acceptable for us to take on that role. And in order to do that, we just started stepping through the process and working with the county to find out what it would take to get the project done, which came to the resolution of last week, where you were going to surplus the property, put it out to bid, and hopefully there's enough folks, or not, it would be at least us, that would take on that project and continue to have the church as a historical monument out there at the old town of Clequedo.
Thank you, Brett. Anything else from the group? Anybody want to go ahead?
This is Edna Fund again, and I just want to introduce the lady next to me, Jan Erickson, and tell us your connection to the cemetery and to the church.
It was my great-great-grandfather, Louis H. Davis, who came across the Oregon Trail in 1851. He arrived in Oregon City. He came up to Clequedo. His donation land claim was 1853, and he immediately jumped into politics because he was a former Lewis County Commissioner, 1853. We have no pictures in the lobby of the courthouse, but our heart is deeply committed to having the Clequedo Cemetery Board and Commission take over repair and maintenance of our precious 1858 Clequedo Church. Thank you. Thank you, Edna.
Thank you. Anything else from the group there? Reva, will you remind us of the deadlines for the submissions on the surplus of the church?
So proposals for the Clequedo Church property, parcel number 18520, are due by 3 p.m. Thursday, July 31st, and they must include the monetary amount as well as a document outlining your plans for preserving that church.
Thank you, Reva. Any other discussion on that, commissioners? I will just point out that we have to follow the rule of law, and I understand that the public doesn't always know the fine details behind it, but we had to go through the process to surplus this, so allow anyone to provide a bid under those circumstances. But always has been the intent in meeting with the Clequedo Cemetery Board and all those involved in it that it will absolutely remain as a historical location and will be rehabilitated, restored to long-term glory. And so that's always been our first and foremost pledge with the church, and far better in the hands of a nonprofit organization who can continue to keep it up. So appreciate you guys coming in this morning. With that, any other announcements? New business? Calendars, a reminder, there's no business meeting on July 29th, next Tuesday for a fifth Tuesday of the month, or August 12th during the fair. Anything from the press this morning?
Yes, actually, I have a question concerning the Consolidated Homeless Grant Funds. In a recent article in the Chronicle, Commissioner Swope mentioned briefly that the Department of Commerce would not go along with a partial acceptance of the funds. Is there any development or anything as to, what the next steps for the county are in this issue?
Well, I know that Senator Braun and Representative Arbarno are working with Commerce on that. And from what I'm hearing is that's not entirely true. So there's more to come on that.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
We are adjourned.